YouTube, it's Brian Phillips. Flish 500 size UH-60. This is a Blackhawk, and it is awesome. As you can see, it's huge. Spring-loaded suspension. And look, they got US Army missiles on there.
Yeah.
We made our wings removable. Watch our unbox build radio setup. We'll show you exactly how to do that. Camera crew, reach out there, open the door carefully, twist the knob down and towards you, all the way till it's horizontal. Pull it open, show them inside my cockpit. So cool. Close it, lock the door. All right, good job. Okay, the build on this was intense. It took a long time. We're gonna put this down right now. It's beeping. I wanna warn you guys about something if you get this helicopter. These things, I believe they expect you to glue them on. I wouldn't recommend it. You'll understand when you build it because they're heavy and they're big, but mine also come off. Now it's green. Okay, so we're gonna arm it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, run. Okay. So now switch to my other side.
Yep.
You're gonna go over that way.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so nothing yet, a little bit of up. There it is. Feels a little bit of loose right now. Okay. We'll give it a little bit of yaw. Seems pretty solid. A little bit of oscillation there. There's very light wind right now. We'll give it a little bit of a hint forward. A little bit of roll authority there. Now this doesn't have coordinated turns or anything like we've seen from the Flywing offerings. Oh man, that looks so good. It sounds so good. I just don't understand why it wouldn't initiate. That was a pretty frustrating experience for us. You guys are only seeing probably 2 or 3 seconds of it. For us, it's multiple minutes of kind of wandering around what the heck is going on. It is the first time we've initiated it. By the way, I'm just barely giving stick input. If you were to sit there and do nothing, it should go up to altitude and land right there when it's ready. And it will be aggressive when it lands, okay? So let's go ahead and go forward. That's like full stick, let go. Nice smooth transition into braking. But just so you guys know, those giant pods on the side, they are something. They matter. They change the aerodynamic characteristics, okay? Oh my goodness, it's so awesome looking though. It sounds awesome. So as you can see in GPS, the thing is very rock solid. Okay, letting go, you got good braking effect. Now I'm gonna switch to ATT. Keep in mind, ATT is gonna let you slip and slide like this. So when you let go, it's not gonna break. So it's gonna fly a little bit more loose. It's gonna let you fly it more like you might want it to look. You're gonna have more slipping, you're gonna have more sliding, and it's gonna be generally faster looking, okay? It does feel pretty good. A little bit of up on the collective. That's full up collective. It's not a very fast upward movement, but man, oh man, that thing looks mean in the sky. Okay, down. It is slow on the downside too, so you gotta be careful. It's not gonna bring it to earth very quick, okay? And that slipped a lot on that maneuver, okay? So just pulling it over here. Hard on the sticks, wanna see what it does. Definitely never slips out of control or out of my control. Now, when you go to 6G, you need to be prepared on the collective to counteract a little bit of drop. So I'm gonna go a little bit more altitude. Okay, so now that we're at altitude, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the 6G with my thumb on the collective. Oh yeah, we're good. So now this just allows you to add in the altitude a little bit better. It's still not gonna it's not gonna let you out of auto leveling in 6G, but you have full control of the up and down now, and you have full control with slip and slide, okay? So it's gonna have more of that bounce that you're gonna experience from a more experienced pilot, okay? So just leaning it, that max lean is not very much on this heli, okay? But honestly, since this is technically an attack helicopter now with all the ordnance, see, we have drop tanks and then we have rocket pods. I think those are Hellfires. Oh man, that looks good. Oh yeah. So now this helicopter, normally, and with all helicopters, I like to be able to be in a 3D mode where I can actually fly the thing like I stole it. The Flish L7, it is a thing, guys, going up just so we're over the tree line. Man, that is stinking gorgeous, guys. Totally amazing looking. Now, if you're wondering if this is hard to fly, you have to kind of put some pressure up against the stick or it's gonna drop, okay? So now there are spring-loaded landing gear. I wanna see what it feels like to put it down. And I'm gonna do it in such a way that it's kind of relatively close to where it might be landing from an auto return to home. It is very cold this morning. So when it takes over to go to return to home, it's gonna be aggressive. And it might be earlier than we expect. 4300 6S provided pack with the ready to fly. There it is, okay? So guys, that was not hard. Down, still gonna push it down. Up's gonna let you take off and fly away and go kill some bad guys, okay? So is that as exciting as the Cobra? Well, I can tell you this right now. It looks phenomenal. It is big, it is beautiful. It is easy to fly now, and it's gonna stay easy to fly as I have it configured, but I am gonna set up probably a panic switch, and I'm probably gonna go into that L7 and unlock some sort of a 3D flight performance because I love flying them that way. But I can tell you this helicopter, oh, there it goes. So it just took over.
Yep, light change.
Just to be clear, I'm in run, I'm in 6G, and it took over, and I'm in off. The return to home is automatic and very poignant on Flish. That was less aggressive and insane than on the Cobra.
Yeah.
Immediately, I noticed that. Because on the Cobra, it is like, "Row!" right now.
Yeah.
The sound is awesome. The 4 blades make it sound so good. Come on. And it stopped, okay? So go to stop, go to GPS, and you're ready to fly again as soon as you switch the battery. Okay, couple things. I put a piece of Velcro on my battery. I never do that. The only way to load this battery is kind of weird, and you'll notice it didn't land in the exact position here.
Right.
It was off by about 1.5 meters, okay? It is cold. That battery will do better in the warm, but you don't have to worry about it killing your battery because this thing will give you good performance. I don't know if we have any more information
On our battery.
Yeah, I don't know if we get the feedback here. I know the flight controller gets it, but I don't know if it gets demonstrated back to us. Okay, so initial thoughts on this helicopter. Tons of work to build. Secondly, we had a broken blade tip on our tail rotor. We glued it back on. It's actually like a rubbery thing on the end. You can see the CA. Well, we did CA on opposite sides so that they would balance. So if ours is a little bit noisier than yours, that will explain it. For those of you thinking about getting Cali Graphics or another graphics set, that's fine, I totally get it. The pink thing comes off fine. We did it, we demonstrated it in the Unbox Build radio setup. It's a long video. If you need help making a decision about this helicopter, watch it. It is an expensive helicopter. It's worth it. If you love the Blackhawk, you're gonna really enjoy it, okay? Flish makes a mean helicopter, but they are big, okay? I think the blade to helicopter size ratio is slightly off. I'd like to see more like a 525 blade instead of a 500 blade. I think the 500 looks good. I think it's got tons of lift. You can do whatever you want. You can fly that thing upside down all day and do 3D with it if you wanted. Not as configured, but you could on that platform. It's got plenty of power. But I think the longer blades would help sell the look of the helicopter. Also, when you get into this higher echelon, I'd like to start seeing diagonally mounted tail rotors, okay? Because even the 4 blades makes a big difference, okay? But we're still talking about a brushless motor, so all we're talking about is a mount and then flight controller adjustment until we get it right. You could still do that, it would look awesome. Secondly, not having any of this hardware included is not a big deal because you're only talking about a few cents worth of hardware on a relatively sophisticated build, okay? So most of the type of people that are gonna be buying these are gonna have that sort of equipment laying around, okay? I have an RTL fasteners kit, but to be honest, I probably could have gone downstairs and taken bolts from other planes that were like spares and then gone to the hardware store for the nuts if I didn't have them, okay? Because all I used was M3, I think it was M3 bolt, M3 lock washer, and then an M3 washer. You could have done without the washer. One of them, I hit a vertical brace because on the other side it was bent, so I was able to go through and hit the nut. Okay, again, you'll see the exhaustive process in the Unbox Build radio setup. Beautiful canopy, beautiful collective, stick, foot pedals. It does come with 2 pilots. They are unpainted and therefore they are lame. Hey, look, I've been looking for that prop.
Oh.
You guys don't believe us when we tell you. We find like every prop that we've ever blown up in the yard, we find it eventually. Even if it's way over there, it doesn't matter. So here on Brian Phillips RC, we just want to reassure you that when we bring you something like this, we're not just doing the deed for whoever sends us stuff, okay? We want you to be able to get the best. And Flish is expensive. Does that mean it's as good as something else for the same dollars and cents? I think that's where it gets tough, okay? You have to really want that Blackhawk in that body to spend that kind of coin. But I will tell you this, I'm not that good of a pilot, and I just did that, and it was pretty stress-free. The only reason it wasn't stress-free is because it wouldn't give us a green light down there. That's where we wanted to take off, a little bit more real estate, a little bit more room if there's an issue, but it just wouldn't, for whatever reason, lock. I've had this happen 2 or 3 times. I come out here and I'll fly the Cobra off camera and I'm just enjoying it. And I will lift it up, fully safe, and it will like beep. And then I'll put it back down and then it loses it. And I pick it up and then it finds it. And then I lower it down and it loses it. And I'm like, what the heck? This time we did that. And it's like almost, it got like to where it could get closer to the ground and then eventually it found it. So I don't know what the heck is going on, but I will tell you this. There's a lot of mechanism right over the top of that GPS, which sits about there. So if your blade is blocking it, you may need to move your blades. And secondly, you may need to find a slightly different spot. It did go to the home position over here, not over there. I wasn't 100% sure what to expect. And by the way, when it goes home, it goes home. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. They don't care what you think, it's going home. That means if a 737 or 747 just went over, right when it starts going home, it's gonna go into the 747. So you need to be careful about auto return to home equipped vehicles. If you don't want that feature, you can turn it off in the L7. I would never turn it off myself, but you might wanna lower the voltage threshold a little bit. Okay, because I guarantee you that pack is probably at 3.9 or 3.95 by the time we bring it into the charger. And that leads me to my next complaint. And this is a pretty small complaint. The charger that comes with this and the Ready to Fly is a joke. If you're spending this kind of coin, do not use that charger. We've had 2 out of 2 fail before we use them. That's pretty bad. So just get a real charger. If you're buying this type of heli, get it as a Ready to Fly so you get the battery. It's a weird size, 4300 6S. Like what the heck is that all about? This one loads from right here. Look, magnets, and that comes off. Look where the battery is. It's sideways. And if you try to load that lengthwise, this will not close down. By the way, that's just trapped in there, guys. And you know what? It works flawlessly.
Yep.
Every time. So, Flywing, if you're listening, which I'm sure you're not, you might want to take some notes from Flish's canopies because they have always been perfect for us. Granted, we've done less of them, okay?
Right.
So full disclosure, also they come in a freaking coffin. They are so heavy, the packaging weighs 10 times as much as the heli, and it takes like 4 hours to unpack them because you have to cut off 400 corner guards on the outside and then like 3 on the inside. So if somebody stood on your box, they probably could stand on it, okay? That being said, I don't want to tempt UPS or FedEx. Please don't take me up on that. The other thing is you'll notice it landed here in the grass and it put down one of the landing gear. The landing gear are spring loaded. They are beautiful on the front, but not the back. You have to install a little bit of that. Again, watch the unbox, you'll see. And I think, frankly, This helicopter would look amazing without all the missiles on it, okay? I think it will help the aerodynamic performance as well a little bit. Also, the tailplane is drooped all the way. These helicopters do not cruise with that tail drooped like that. They cruise with that tail pulled up, I believe. And then they go in and do landings and different things, and that will help change their attitude and landing speed and stuff like that. I don't know how we can get that to be better, but I do think it would be kind of cool if it was maybe a little bit relaxed on the angle, because I think that interferes with our flight characteristics a little bit. By the way, that's true for the competitive offering that has the same tailplane, except it's a little bit less steep, okay? It appears to be a 3D printed block. So if you disagreed with its position, you could come up with a block and you could shim that thing out and make it do exactly what you want. I'm glad it's there. It needs to be there. It is showing the part, okay? So complaints. Blade length is a little bit short for the scale reference. Tail rotor, ours came with the tip broke off, we fixed it. It's also a little bit small for the size of the heli. This being a 500 size, that means that you're almost a meter, a little bit bigger than a meter. It's like 980 or something like that. If it was slightly bigger, with the body being the same size, I think it would show the part slightly better. Also, they have a thick, wide blade, which looks awesome and helps with the sound too. But I do notice that even the longer, slender blades with the kick on the end really helps to sell the detail. So if that was an offering, it would be something I would get, okay? Beautiful helicopter, really well done, a lot of work to get this thing in the air. And you need a lot of CA or epoxy. I would suggest CA for the stuff we use CA on, because they're tight fitting parts. You don't want to have epoxy building up and making it thick, because you're going to get a poor tight fit. Like on these things and on these things, which yes, they have to be glued together and then glued on, which you'll see in the unbox. All right, so hopefully that exhaustive view of the UH-60 Blackhawk wets your whistle just enough that you'll follow the links in the video description below if it's right for you. This is not a beginner heli, but a beginner could fly this heli. However, there's enough nuance and skill that goes into the build on this helicopter that I feel like the Cobra would be a way better choice for somebody that is newer. They're both deadly machines if you're in the wrong hands. You need to be careful with helis. They're big. You start getting into the size class, that's like not chop a finger off kind of size, okay? So just be careful. That's not to say that you have anything to be worried about beyond just do it right. Take your time, get help if you need it, okay? We've done those things with helicopters because I am still relatively new to helicopters, but I'm getting a lot better. I want the 3D flight characteristics, and I want it instead of 6G. That's the other biggest complaint, and it's the same complaint I had before. Even if they just used this switch that said 3D 6G on and off, you could switch it in only the 6G spot. Fine, whatever. But also, I'm gonna set up a panic button. For me, it's gonna be over here because I'm a thumb flyer, and I like to be able to hold that to stay in the mode so I can get back on the sticks once I pulled it into 6G, or in my case, when I switch it to 3D, then I can lift out of it, okay? Also, that is extremely annoying, and it will do that to you, and it will beep. And it's like an inactivity alarm, okay? So I'm gonna go to 6G and move the sticks, and you'll notice it's still beeping. So that's probably now a low voltage alarm, okay? This L7 is so more capable than anything we've ever played with. It's like drone style, everything you could possibly do. We're not gonna use 95% of what it does, but what it does do, it does really well. If you're looking for help right now, before we film any sort of update on this, you can check out the videos for the Cobra from Flish, which is a 500 size as well. It's two-bladed, and it is gorgeous. But we have unlocking the true capability or the full potential or whatever it is for the L7, and it will show you how to do it on this one. By the way, a lot easier to get to the USB plug because basically you pull this off and it's right there, okay? Also, the doors do open, and yes, you do have to put all the glass on here, 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 here. It's a lot of glass to put in. And when I say glass, I mean plastic. Yep. Keep in mind, they are protective, covered, so when you get them out of the box, they're not destroyed. They're just covered with film, and they laser cut the parts. Except for these ones, you gotta trim those by hand, okay?
But they're still nice and clear.
They're very good. They're very good. And I used Formula 560 on all these instead of being a lazy butt and using the hot glue or something. But you could totally use hot glue and it'd be fine, okay? And it might actually help in some regard because you're making up for a big, thick gap, okay? So Flish, great job. Beautiful helicopter. Love the scale performance. Love the details. However, this is not a training wheels style heli. Even though you can fly it with the training wheels, I think the average Joe that buys this helicopter is gonna wanna actually fly it, or at least eventually fly it. So come out of the box like this, force the people with the skills to break into the L7 and change it, okay, fine. But you might want to tune it perfectly and put it on a switch. Just saying. Other than that, awesome helicopter, great build. All right, guys, other ways to support Brian Phillips RC, head over to brianphillipsrc.com. Check out all the different products we've reviewed over the years, sorted by type or brand of affiliate that we work with. Helicopters are getting to be a pretty big category, okay? We're gonna have to come up with like war helicopters, general aviation, and so on and so forth. So we'll do that soon. But right now, if you can't find what you're looking for, check out bprc.me or brianphillipsrc.com. Same place, short link, long link, okay? Also, you can head over to the supplies tab there. You can buy glues and things that we used in this build, or you can just go to the video description below and pick up one of these helicopters. By following the link, you'll help support Brian Phillips RC. Cost you no more, but then we get commissions from the different companies who work with. Sterling Kit worked with us on this one. Thanks, Sterling Kit, for going to bat for us. We want to deliver good results, but at the end of the day, man, these helicopters are expensive, and there's going to be some things that I think they can improve still. So give us what we want, please. We're loving this stuff, guys. It's getting really good. Other ways, Patreon monthly support. Thanks for supporting us, guys. YouTube members, thanks for supporting us monthly. YouTube super thanks one time, PayPal one time. All those things are really helpful, and they do help us to fund gigantic, obscene projects that only insane people do, okay? That's me. Thanks for helping support us. Mostly my dreams. We really appreciate it. And while you get ready to support your own dreams by getting one of these, when you do, if you do, follow the link. That's the way you can support us. Also, smash the like button on the way out. Click the bell for notifications. When you do, subscribe to Brian Phillips RC for updates. And there's a lot right around the corner. We've both been sick and filming, and it's been below zero. It's been kind of a bad week for filming, but I'll tell you what, we finally got some calm, and thank God for it, because what a beautiful day to be flying that thing. Even if it was 30-mile-an-hour wind, it'd probably do okay. But I didn't want to show it in 30-mile-an-hour wind. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below. Let us know what you think of the Flish models. So far, so good, in my opinion. The small problems we're seeing are definitely manageable or completely avoidable. I just don't want to be the one to avoid the problem if the manufacturer should be doing it. And that's the full truth. Nothing but the truth, so help us God. Come back for more. Brian Phillips RC signing out. Thanks for watching.